When given the choice between the current world record and a few past world records, you'd probably say that no matter the sport, the current is more impressive than the latter. However, in some cases, this simply isn't true. And pole vault is one of these, okay? So you all know that pole vaulting is my passion, and I have abundant knowledge surrounding it. So it is with confidence that I tell you all that out of the past 170 years that this sport has existed, there is only one person who could be considered the best pole vaulter in history, and he's just not the current world record holder. According to the encyclopedia itself, Sergey Bubka, who was a professional pole vaulter for 18 years for Ukraine and retired at the age of 36, is widely known as the best pole vaulter in history. Now, I say this because he was the best of his time. He has most accomplishments in history for pole vault. He is a great man with strong morals, and he's just better than Armand Duplantis. Okay? So to dive right into this, he was the best of his time. If we compare him to his competitors in his day, you would see major differences. Okay, so according to the biography of Sergey Bubka, boys younger than 12 were not allowed to pole vault for health and safety reasons, and this is understandable. But given Bubka's excellence in sprinting events and long jump events, he was allowed to pole vault 3 years early at the age of 9. Okay, so that basically means that he was a 3-year-old and all of his opponents weren't even born yet. That's how to compare those. He then became physically stronger and psychologically stronger than the rest of his opponents, which allowed him to grip higher and reach heights that went untouched by anyone else for 26 years. Now he's a 26-year-old man, and everyone else was just born a matter of seconds ago. That's how big of a gap there is between him and his opponents. In addition to this, Red Shannon, a reporter for Bleacher Report, which is a go-to website for anything sport-related, she states, and I quote, that Bubka was simply in a class by himself, and even after his retirement in 2001, no one came within 9 centimeters of either his indoor or outdoor world records. 9 centimeters. That might not seem like a lot to you guys, however, in pole vault, that's like from the earth to the moon. That's years of work to clear that amount of distance. So that is truly outstanding. But you know, who cares about the past? Let's go into current day. What are these accomplishments in current day? Okay, if you go to The Guardian, or literally any other website that you want to search up, because this is just a fact, Bubka has broken the world record for pole vault 35 times. He has 17 outdoor world records and 18 indoor world records. This was enough for Nike, a multi-million-dollar company, to sponsor him. And not just sponsor him, but they awarded him up to $100,000 every single time he broke his own world record. So he was basically just competing against himself for money. That's how outstanding he was. That's how noticeable he was, not just to pole vaulters, but to everyone. We can actually also see that he won 6 consecutive gold medals at 6 consecutive world championships, including at the Summer Olympics. That's, you know, where the best of the best go to compete. If you can point out someone else with this resume, please tell me, because I seriously don't see anyone else. But if accomplishments aren't enough to convince you that he is the best, let's take a look at his life outside of pole vault. What did he do after he retired? Well, he became a businessman. He became all of the following things that I'm going to list off. He became the member of the Ukrainian parliament, in addition to the Prime Minister's advisor for youth, culture, and sports. He also owned his own sports club called the Sergey Bubka Sports Club. He became an honorary member of the International Olympic Committee, as well as the president of the National Olympic Committee in Ukraine. Just, you know, the leader of the Olympics in Ukraine. That's just outstanding work. And it's not like he's some stuck-up businessman that nobody likes. That's not true at all. You can see that in 2003, he was recognized as the UNESCO champion for sports because he promotes peace, tolerance, completes humanitarian work constantly, and he enables disabled children to do physical activity. There's no better reason to work your whole life as a businessman than to help disabled children live happier and more full lives. That's just outstanding. And in addition to that, he's a great mentor. Okay, instead of being upset that Armand Duplantis was about to beat his record a few years ago, he was encouraging and positive and helpful. He actually stated, and this is on BBC News, about Mondo, that he's an amazing athlete who's bringing a fresh spirit to pole vault. In addition to the fact that he's a very intelligent man and he can do it. This is the most selfless act that he could have done. Not only is he allowing somebody to take his fame and his record that he's had for 26 years, but he's encouraging them to do it because he knows that it's going to make Mondo a better person. And that is so selfless. But if somehow you still believe that maybe Armand Duplantis is still the best, I can see your point. He is the world record holder, so he technically is the best right now. And he is gaining a lot of attention due to his documentary Born to Fly. However, there's 3 problems with this theory. 1, he only has 2 world records compared to Bubka's 35. 2, he only has 3 years of professional pole vaulting experience compared to Bubka's 18. And 3, the most important factor, is that Sam Kendricks, another great pole vaulter, is a very close rival. They actually have tied at a recent meet. And this is a huge factor because, as I mentioned earlier, Bubka had no competitors basically for 26 years. And that's after he retired. No one was coming within 9 centimeters, whereas people are tying Mondo. So that's why Bubka is just better overall than Mondo. So to wrap things up, Bubka is the best pole vaulter in history because he was way ahead of his time. He has the most accomplishments than any other pole vaulter. He has strong morals and is a great man in general, and he's just better than Armand Duplantis. These facts got him into the Hall of Fame many, many years ago, so they should be enough to convince you that he is the best today. Thank you.